Hi, I'm Jill Zacharias, Social Development Coordinator for the City of Revelstoke. Revelstoke is a small community of about 7,500. We asked a variety of people what they thought a vibrant community meant to them, what they thought was vibrant about Revelstoke, and how best we could create a vibrant community for everyone. We hope you enjoy the Revelstoke perspective.
Hi, I'm Maya McDowell, and I'm grade 7 in Columbia Park Elementary School in Revelstoke, BC. I'm a competitive gymnast and a competitive swimmer, so I really love sports, and I love our community because it's just so awesome. A vibrant community would be people biking downtown, walking down the street, saying hi to each other, meeting new people, and also doesn't matter who you are, you can take a walk in the park, or you can go downtown and walk around, or go for a swim if you want to. We have small little unique businesses that you can go and pop in, and it's really cool to look at. There's also lots of local artists that are around in all those little shops or cafes. Also, you can come on. It's really kid friendly. Like, you can walk down the street doesn't matter at what any time. It could be at nighttime and you still feel safe. You can bike from Columbia Park to downtown without being scared or going on the highway. You have green belts that you can take walks on. You have really nice people that are in the businesses, and also nice people in general. On Ski Hill, there's lots of really nice people, and you can learn things from people from other countries that have come ski here. And yeah. Well, I think Canada is just in general really vibrant. Like, we accept our history, we accept different cultures that are coming from here to other countries in the world right now that are having struggles with terrorism and government issues. I think we're pretty safe and lucky in that point because there's no wars going on here. Yeah, Canada's pretty cool.
My name is Peter Waters. I am a retired colourist in hairdressing. I also am an actor, and I work for the Revelstoke Awareness and Outreach Program for people who have mood disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar conditions, and chronic depression. We pitch in as a community for new things, to see new things happen. And that, to my mind, is extremely exciting. When you get people with a germ of an idea, and somehow that idea gets spread around, and people in the community grab hold of it and really want it to make it their own. And that is something that is very strong about Revelstoke. I think by extending that concept, people come up with an idea and then they say, well, how can we put this into action? And you need more than one person to make something become an action. And when more people become involved, then it becomes exciting. We are this marvelous community where everybody supports each other, and it's the most satisfying place I've ever lived in, including London. Because people care here, they really care.
Hi, my name is Dominic Paquin, and this is my wife Lillian Lambert. We moved to Revelstoke in 2000, about almost 15 years ago. And we are both working. Lillian works in the winter as a ski guide. I work in the summer for landscaping. So there's always one parent at home with our family. We have 2 children, 4 and 6-year-old, Thomas and Emily. Emily is born with a profound hearing loss, and she got diagnosed really early. And with the help of the Revelstoke Child Care Society, we were able to put her right away in sort of a childcare environment with other children. she got looked after right away with a speech therapist that we have in town, and we found that the help and the support we got in the community was really amazing,
Yeah.
really present, and really strong.
Well, the early child care society is very vibrant. Like, they are always there to help you out, and they have lots of free programs for all family. It doesn't matter how much money you make, high income or low income, but everybody gets included. So I would say that's a good start for young families that lives in town. Big help.
And the multicultural aspect of the city that we're seeing now. I mean, we live in an area where there's a lot of Italians, very vibrant in the summer, their big garden. Now we're getting the Francophone community is really developing, the French school is booming up. There's a lot of, and the skiing, of course, when it snows.
And the art culture as well. Like, every night during the summer they play music at the plaza. That's very vibrant because everybody gets exposed to music, and it's free and it's good for all ages. That's excellent.
Hi, my name is Mark McKee. I'm the mayor of Revelstoke. I've lived here for 37 years, owned a few businesses, raised a family. Still don't know how to ski, but great place to live and glad to be here. A vibrant community to me means a community that is balancing social and economic values, where everybody is treated equal, they're all part of the community, and glad to be part of the community and everything that the community offers to them. I think that Revelstoke, especially the residents of Revelstoke, go out of their way to welcome people to the community, whether they're newcomers to the town, they're visitors to the town, they're tourists to the community, but it's inclusive, and I think that that's probably the best part about Revelstoke, is that it's inclusiveness. I think that we just have to be respectful of everybody's point of view, their opinion, what they see as their vision for their community. Respect that, look at it, listen, and make sure that everybody has an opportunity to be heard, because that's how we build a great community, and that's how we build a vibrant community.
Hello, I'm Michelle Cole. I'm a resident of Revelstoke, British Columbia, and I'm the mother of 2 daughters. I'm a Métis woman and a very active community volunteer, and I believe in this community. A vibrant community to me is one that honors and respects the rights and freedoms of the individual, where everyone has enough food to eat, irregardless of their income level, where people have access to clean water, shelter, transportation, where they live free of violence, where they have a sense that there is justice in their community, that they're safe and they're secure, and that they belong. It's a place where they feel loved and can be loving. Revelstoke's a unique community. It's easy to connect with nature here, 4 seasons of the year. And I think that reflects through our whole community. This is where I will grow old. This is where I chose to raise my children. Revelstoke is a place where people are conscious of each other, they're conscientious of the needs of each other, and irregardless of your age or where you are in your life, there's a place for you in Revelstoke. I do think Canada is a vibrant country, and I think one of the underlying reasons for that is the Indigenous roots of this country. It's how we as Canadians operate without even being aware of how Aboriginal values like inclusiveness and consensus decision making, how things that are part of being Canadian all come back to being connected to the land. Canada is an incredible country, and we are land rich, and we need to connect with that to be vibrant, and we need to connect with the people that respect that.
I'm Hannah, and I'm a grade 7 student at Bakerview Elementary in Revelstoke. To me, a vibrant community is someplace with cultural diversity, safety, protection of environment, and civic engagement, and most importantly, where people are happy. I was selling baskets at the Carousel of Nations a while ago, and events like that are just so important because it's good to see the whole community come together.
Hello, I'm Ken Jones. I'm the United Church minister in Revelstoke. I've been here for 8 years, and I do a lot of volunteer work in the town as well as work for the church. And I have three grandchildren in town here, so I have a lot of good reasons to be in this town and enjoy being here. A vibrant community. Wow, that's a really good question. Vibrant community to me means that everybody has the way to be part of that community in as much as they want to be. There's always some people who just don't want to be part of a community, but a variety of things going on so that everybody who wants to be involved can be involved as best they can. Well, there's a lot of vibrant things going on. Since the ski hill came in particular, there's a lot of young people around town that gets a lot of energy going in town and a lot of things going on. The Arts Council does a lot of things as well, and as a church we have worked with the local community, North Columbia Environmental Society, to have the gardens outside the church. And so the food initiative is working really well with us, and there are a few people around town that struggle with having enough to eat as well. So we have a soup kitchen, which we call Soup and a Smile. And our philosophy is that it's open to everyone. It's not a soup kitchen just for those who need it. That way, a donation of $3.50 is what we're asking. Some people pay nothing, some people pay $20 because they see it as something valuable, and we all gather together in one place and eat together no matter who we are. And we have school kids that come and lots of other community people that join us on that day. When you see each other in the street, I think one of the things that's important to me is that we can look at each other in the face and say, hi. I try to do that. Most people actually respond back, but there are always some that I guess they come from another center where that's not acceptable, and so they'll look down and not say anything. But I think it's important to have that connection and look people in the eye when we see them on the street, even if you've never met them before, and make them feel welcome.
My name is Gabriela Drabuci. I came from Hungary. I moved to Canada about 10 years ago. I have been a Canadian citizen for about 5 years maybe. I live in Revelstoke, which is quite a small community. I work as an assistant librarian, and I'm a teacher on call. Originally, I was a teacher in Hungary as well. When I moved to Revelstoke, it was quite surprising for me to live in such a small and isolated place, because I'm coming from a big city of 2 million people. But when I moved here, I started to realize that living in a small place as a new immigrant is actually a positive thing, because you can build up much stronger relationships than in a big city. It's really good for you, and you know a lot of people, and you meet them everywhere around town. You build up those connections that you lost by moving to another country. It was also interesting for me how much work Canadians do that they are not paid for. Because in my country, people work for a living and they have second jobs and third jobs, while in Canada, people do a lot of things as volunteers. And that was really a big surprise for me, how many things people are involved in, how they are connected to a lot of fields that is actually not their profession. So I think this is one thing that builds up a very strong community feeling around people like the ones who live in Revelstoke. Once 2 friends of mine came to Hungary to visit, so I showed them around. And we had dinner with a Hungarian friend. And as we were discussing life in Revelstoke, my Canadian friends, who are 2 people, they are really nice elderly people, they just talked about the community. They mentioned this word so many times. And suddenly my Hungarian friend said, he speaks English very well, it's so funny, I just realized we don't have a word for that in Hungarian. We would say people, or we would say the city, or we would say whatever group of people, but we did not have a word that covers the meaning of community. And then we realized that this is maybe what we are missing in Hungary, because people work so hard for the living that they don't really have that feeling anymore that they are doing something for the community. When you go to a party and you ask people what do you do, it's quite funny because people would first talk about the sports that they do and the activities that they do. Let's say they do pottery, they do skiing, they do mountain biking, or they volunteer at the food bank or whatever. So the conversation sometimes is much more about what they do in their free time rather than their jobs. And that, I think that makes the community quite vibrant. And also in Revelstoke, we have a lot of people who have lived here for a long time. They grew up here, but also there are a lot of newcomers. And I think the newcomers introduce a lot of things in Revelstoke that can capture people in a way that they actually enjoy things that they never did before. And that's a very positive thing. I think you just have to reach out and get the information out to tell people that this is happening and they are welcome, to create that feeling that they are included, and tell them that there is nothing to be afraid of. Like, nobody will judge you, nobody will form an opinion about you, even if you are different, for example. If you have an accent, in my case, for example, I never feel that people judge me because of that. Yeah, the general atmosphere, that friendly atmosphere and the inclusive atmosphere, I think, creates that feeling that people want to be involved in things.
Hi, my name is Peter Blackmore. I've lived in Revelstoke for the last 5 years. I'm a single father. I'm in volunteer in the arts community, and I work at Downey Timber. I believe a vibrant community is the people, the community, something that everybody gets to share. Like the farmers market here is a huge place to go in the summertime. You get to see everybody, meet everybody. I think a vibrant community is one that has arts and sports and things for people to do. Okay. I think, again, it's the people that that's what makes the vibrancy.
Hi, I'm Carrie Harrison, and I am a single parent to a 4-year-old boy, and I live in Revelstoke, British Columbia. I'm also a person with disabilities. I contracted Lyme disease probably about 10 years ago and was undiagnosed for quite a long time, and I've been unable to work for quite a long time. And I've also been on both sides of the coin in terms of having wealth and not having wealth. And it is it's been eye-opening, and I feel very fortunate to have seen both sides, because it's really opened my eyes. I saw myself as a very compassionate, very empathetic and open-minded person, but until I walked in these shoes, I had no idea how hard it was and what it meant to be poor, especially in the eyes of other people, but also in your own eyes, I think. And this community has been outstanding to me, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. I don't have support here. My family is all in Ontario, and yeah, this community has been my lifeline for sure. A vibrant community means that everybody is taken care of. And what I mean by that is from the young children to the older generation to people that need our help. I think it's coming together, and it's sharing. Sharing is a big part of it. But people that live in poverty have a lot to give. They just don't have money. I think there's a lot of things vibrant about Revelstoke. One of the biggest assets for me that has been huge to my well-being has been community connections. And I have used pretty much every resource from Community Connection. I've used counseling services there. I've used infant development when I was worried about my son. We used the food bank every week, which was new to me this year. I just never even considered going there for some reason. You know, I just thought of it as something different, I think. And I met with her to get a pass at the pool, which was another huge thing, because paying $8 or $9 every time we went to the pool was a lot for me. And I wanted my son to be able to go swimming, and it was stressing me out, and I found out I could get a pool pass. And then she said, come to the food bank. And I was like, well, you know, we're getting by. And she's like, no. And it's been huge, and not only giving the practical things, she's really, I can't tell you, like Patty, I'm going to start to tear up, but Patty has brought me into a circle of support. And it's been practical things, and it's also been just knowing that there's people out there in the community that are willing to help you without wanting anything in return.
That's amazing.
It's
That's
amazing.
great.
Like, we've had people sponsor us at Christmas time. We've had just sudden donations from businesses in terms of heating, pellets, oil, food, rides. Like, it's amazing. Well, a friend of mine actually, she said to me when I first met her, she said, you know, I ask my single parent friends for favors because it empowers them. I feel like it empowers them. And I was like, actually, yes. When you were asking me to take care of your son or do a play date swap, that made me feel good because I have a lot to give. And I'm no different than I was when I had money. I just don't have any money right now. And I think a lot of people, it's not that they're bad people, it's not that they're just misinformed. And even people on social assistance or receiving PWD, there's a lot of really hard feelings towards that, and there shouldn't be. I think there is some abuse to our system, but I think people need it. And we should be compassionate to those people. If you can work and make a good living, you're lucky. You're really lucky. So I think it starts with education. I think it starts with food initiatives. I love that Revelstoke is, I think, growing community gardens, but even on a bigger scale, like on a and donating that kind of food to the food bank. If you have extra, give. And you will receive back in other ways. You know, it's not all about money. It's not all about things. It's about people and taking care of each other.